Welcome back everyone for another video. I am Chris and you guys are watching Christian Mommy Blog. So it is good to see you guys this morning. It's actually still really early. Oh, maybe not. It's actually noon now. I mean, it was like 12 something or 11 something, sorry, when I first started getting things set up for this video. So today is Bible study day. Last Tuesday, Wednesday, I did a parenting video and let you guys know that this week is going to be this week would be Bible studies. Now before I get into the actual Bible studies, I do want to give you guys a little bit of a small update. Normally I do HelloFresh unboxing videos on Fridays, but as you guys might have known or can tell by now, I didn't do a HelloFresh unboxing video this coming weekend, and I'm not going to be doing them anymore. Now the reason why I'm not doing them anymore is because they're the exact same thing every week. I get the new box, I open it, it's the recipes, there's the little bags of food in it. I don't open them because I want to keep them fresh and not tainted, and then I put them in the fridge, and that's basically it. I just tell you what's in them. So instead of me actually doing an unboxing video, what I'm going to be doing is when I do cook, so for example, like say tonight I'm going to be cooking, I'll show you the recipe and I will tell you what's in it. So basically what I usually do on my unboxing videos, I will do it at that point for cooking. So the calories, the cook time, the prep time, the ingredients, etc. I will do that as I make the food. It just seems to be a little more time management at that point. I don't see the point of doing a whole unboxing video when there's not really need to. It's the exact same thing every single time, and it's not a good use of my Friday instead. So I've been really struggling trying to figure out how I'm going to manage my videos per week, since I don't want to leave Friday as an open day, or just an empty day. I usually do a video on that day and I don't want to leave that empty. So I have been half thinking maybe I should just do my Bible studies on Tuesday, Wednesday, like I have been doing, and then just doing a parenting video on Friday and continue doing that every single week. But I'm not 100% sure yet. I do know I'm keeping my Bible studies the same day, so recording on basically Tuesday, editing it a little bit, and then getting them officially posted up on Wednesday. If I can get them posted before Wednesday, awesome. Then I'm doing my job correct. But I do have Wednesday as my little gap, just in case for some reason my editing takes a little longer to get them uploaded. I do want to do a parenting video on Friday. I really do. I really want to keep my Bible studies the same days and try and push for parenting videos every week, along with Bible studies every week, instead of doing alternating like I originally started doing. I might try doing that this week and see how it works, and if I can actually manage my time correctly and get that done, then that'd be awesome. I can do Bible studies and parenting videos every single week. But I don't want to overload myself too, and just in case I don't get any information, oh my gosh, I cannot talk today. Just in case I can't actually get enough information compiled and organized by Friday for a parenting video. But I shouldn't have a problem with that. I will give it a shot, actually. Okay, I will tell you that. I'll give it a shot. So Bible studies today, I'm going to try and get some kind of collection of information for a parenting video that's going to be Friday, and see how I do. Okay, I will commit to that at least. If for some reason I can't do it, then I'll let you guys know. But I'm willing to try. So today for my Bible study, like I said, I'm doing Genesis and John. If you have not seen the previous ones, I've already done Genesis 1 through 12, and I've already done John 1 through 12. I do have a playlist for each one of those. If you have not seen the previous ones, go ahead and take a look at those. I will have a link to those in the description below at the end of each video. So this one is Genesis. So at the end of Genesis here, I will have a link to the other Genesis playlist where you can watch all the other Bible studies up to 12. Same thing with the next one, which is John video. Now I'm gonna try and do what I did last time for my Bible study and have you guys looking down on my Bible. Now, unfortunately, right now I'm having to hold the camera because I don't have a tripod that'll work with having it angled down. I'm hoping to be getting that tripod relatively soon. But, well, you guys know Amazon and you guys know how the mail system is going. Sometimes it says you're going to get it this day and then you don't get it until like a week later. So I'll have to wait and see when I actually do get it. I'm hoping sooner than later, but don't hold your breath. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into Genesis 13. Okay, so go ahead. Alright, so you guys can actually see my notes. I do a lot of notes. I've been doing a lot more notes here lately. I've been highlighting a lot more. I used to not highlight at all. Yeah, look at my notes here. Alright. So let's go ahead and read. So I'm on Abraham and Lot separate. Okay, so in the previous one we had just did the call of Abraham. Okay, and when Abraham and Sarah were in Egypt and they told the Pharaoh that Sarai was his sister instead of his wife, etc., etc. So let's go ahead. So Abraham went up from Egypt, he and his wife, and all that he had, and Lot with him, into the Negeb. Excuse me if I'm mispronouncing things incorrectly. I don't know. Okay. Now, one thing I pointed out was that at this point he was supposed to go alone. Okay. In the other one of the previous ones here, he was called to go alone. See, here's here. It says, "Go from your country and your kindred and your father's house to the land I will show you." And at that point, he was supposed to go by himself. See, like I said, he was supposed to leave everything and everyone behind and go by himself. But instead, he brought everything with him. He brought his wife with him and all that he had with him, and Lot with him. And that kind of proves to be a little bit of a complication later on. Now it says, "Now Abraham was very rich in livestock, in silver and gold, and he journeyed on from the Negeb as far as Bethel, to the place where his tent had been at the beginning, between Bethel and Ai, to the place we had been. We had made an altar at first. And there Abraham called upon the name of the Lord." Now, I want to point out the fact that he is returning every single time he does anything or goes anywhere. He always returns to his tent from the very beginning. Okay, that he's always returning back to his tent. Okay, and Lot, who went with Abraham, also had flocks and herds and tens, so that the land could not support both of them dwelling together. For the possessions were so great that they could not dwell together, and there was strife between the herdsmen of Abraham's livestock and the herdsmen of Lot's livestock. At that time, in the Canaanites, the Perizzites were dwelling in the land. Now, one thing I want to point out is Lot and Moses both had. Wait, why did I put Moses? Oh, now I'm confused. That was a whole entire mix up. I gotta fix that. I gotta white out. Abraham. Okay, I don't know why I put Moses. That's kind of an embarrassing. But Abraham and Lot's stuff they had a lot of everything. Okay, but one thing I want to note is that Lot's stuff all his stuff and everything he had, it possessed him. Okay, he was obsessed with all of his stuff and everything else, but Abraham's did not possess. I don't know why I put Moses. That is really annoying. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe I made that big of a mistake. I'm gonna fix that real quick. There we go. Okay. I don't know why I did that. Maybe I must have been really tired or something, or when I was at work maybe. That's really embarrassing. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. But yes. So then Abraham said to Lot, let there be no strife between you and me, and between your herdsmen and my herdsmen, for we are kinsmen. Is not the whole land before you? Separate yourself from me. If you take the left land, then I will go to the right, or if you take the right land, then I will go to the left. And Lot lifted up his eyes and saw that the Jordan Valley was well watered everywhere, in like the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt in the direction of Zoar. This is before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. So Lot chose for himself all the Jordan Valley, and Lot journeyed east. Thus they separated from each other. Now, the land was given to Abram. Okay, so the fact that he even made this kind of an offer that is extremely generous for him. Okay, this is an extremely generous offer. Now, the land that Lot ended up choosing ended up being Sodom and Gomorrah, which, I mean, I don't know if many people would know about it, but common knowledge, at least for me, is that Sodom and Gomorrah end up getting destroyed later on. Like it is destroyed. And then here's like a note. Lot chose based on what he saw, and Abraham just relied on God. So that's what we should be doing. We shouldn't be looking at something and saying, oh hey, that place is really it's really rich with water and life and that kind of sort of thing. It's really rich in things that will take care of me. And that is exactly what Lot was going based off. Abraham was going based off of the fact that, oh hey, I'm just going to trust in God, and he will take care of me even if the land is completely barren and there's nothing there. And that is what we should be doing. So Abraham settled in the land of Canaan, while Lot settled among the cities of the valley and moved his tent as far as Sodom. See, there you go. He's in Sodom and Gomorrah. Now the men of Sodom were wicked, great sinners against the Lord. Now, if you guys know anything about the Sodom and Gomorrah story, this is the reason why Sodom and Gomorrah is destroyed, because they're extremely wicked, they're extremely sinful, and it is a horrible, horrible place to live. The Lord said to Abram, after Lot had separated from him, lift up your eyes and look from the place where you are, northward and southward and eastward and westward, for all the land you see, or that you see, I will give you and your offspring forever. Now, that I like the point of that, because the fact is that at one point, I think earlier it said that Sarah was completely barren. But he's basically saying, I will give to you your offspring. Not like your adopted, your nephew's offspring, but your offspring. Which means that Abraham will eventually have an offspring of his own. Which means Sarah will end up getting pregnant. I will make your offspring as the dust of the earth, so that if one can count the dust of the earth, your offspring also can be counted. Arise, walk through the length and the breadth of the land, for I will give to you. So Abram moved his tent and came and settled by the oaks of Mamre, which are Hebron, and there he built an altar to the Lord. Now, I want to point out the fact that God mentioned this right after him and Lot separated, right after he had pointed out, said, "Hey, I will give you this land if you take, and I'll take that land." He's basically reiterating the point that, oh yes, you might have given this portion of the land to your nephew, but I, the Lord God, the one who created everything, the one who created you, the land, all of it, I will give to you and your offspring. And he's basically saying, hey, yeah, you might have done this, but this is mine. This is mine to give to you, and I'm giving it to you. And that's kind of what he's pointing out in this thing here. Now, where he chose, I'm trying to think how to explain this correctly. The place that the Lot chased, it was ended up becoming Sodom and Gomorrah, which was ended up destroyed. It does play a factor into the next chapter here, where Lot gets kind of kidnapped and gets into a little bit of trouble with these certain people. I'm not exactly who these people are, but they do eventually get in trouble. And then later on, I do know, I'm not exactly sure where it is in the actual Bible. It says somewhere. Like I say, as you can tell, I have not gotten that far. I'm still where I'm supposed to be at. You can see here's another one where it says in chapter 19 where God rescues Lot again. Lot tends to get into trouble quite a bit, and then here he goes, God destroys Sodom. So there is a point where Sodom and Gomorrah does get destroyed. I don't know if Lot survives that or not, but I do know that he is settled in Sodom and Gomorrah, and I do know that him settling there, yes, it might be prosperous, and there might be, it's well watered everywhere, and it looks like the garden of the Lord. And he's talking about Eden, okay? He's talking about, like, it looks like the garden of Eden that the Lord created. And it might look like that, but it becomes a lot more of a problem later on, which is why I wanted to point out the fact that Abraham just relied on God and what he would provide for them, and which is what we should be doing. So I'm going to turn it back around on me. Oops. So yes, I actually this one I did quite a bit of research into it. That's the only reason why I kind of went and looked forward to where Sodom and Gomorrah, the destroying was of that, because that's, as much as I hate to say it, I don't really know much about the Bible. I really don't know much about Genesis or anything. But Sodom and Gomorrah is one of the very few things that I have heard story-wise. And the only reason why I even know about Sodom and Gomorrah is because I watched that VeggieTales cartoon where I think they're peas. Okay, they're peas. Okay, but if you don't know what VeggieTales are, it's basically this kid's Christian cartoon where the characters are vegetables. I know it's kind of weird, but they're entertaining and they're really cute. And there's one about Sodom and Gomorrah, and Lot was there, and I will go into more detail when I get actually to it, but the idea, the whole story is that God sends two angels there to go and try and basically like Jonah, Jonah the whale. God sent Jonah to the city to go tell him, hey, you need to repent, because something bad is going to happen. And that's why he said he sent two angels there to go do the exact same thing. And the angels basically flat out told him, hey, you guys need to leave because the city is going to be destroyed. He's not destroying the world like he did the flood. He's just destroying just that city, just that town, and he's trying to get out anyone who might be pure, who was actually godly. And I think there was Lot's wife, and a couple, maybe like a few of his family. And the angels told him, hey, you guys need to leave. Do not look back, because if you look back, you will turn into a pillar of salt, which is where Lot's wife turned into. She turns back and she turned into a pillar of salt. That's as much as I know about the story. And that's pretty much all I really knew about Genesis. So when I did this study here for Genesis 13, I kind of dove a little more into that whole background of Lot, Sodom and Gomorrah, that whole kind of background, which, like I said, the reason why I even went forward to show you guys, hey, Lot does tend to get into trouble a bit. In the next chapter, in 14, he does get into trouble again. Into 19, he gets in trouble again, and then shortly after that is when they destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. But yes, anyways, like I said, the whole point to this chapter is that we're supposed to be putting our faith in God and relying on Him, and we're not supposed to be relying based on looks. Okay, if you rely on looks, then you might end up getting deceived, which is exactly where Lot is. Lot is at the point where he judged the land based on the fact that it was watered, it looked like a garden, it looked like it would support him and his entire household and everything he had. And then later down the road, it turned out to not be the case. It turned out to be very bad for him. He gets kidnapped, he runs into trouble, Sodom and Gomorrah is destroyed, etc. You guys get the point. So yeah, so I mean, I like this size, but you guys are gonna have to really excuse the fact that I don't know why I put Moses down. I really do not know why. I didn't watch anything that said Moses. It might have been because when it was dark and I was at work doing the study and I was tired. I don't know, but yeah, that was kind of embarrassing. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for the next study, which is John. So like I said, at the end of this video, I will have the Genesis playlist here, so you guys can actually take a look at the rest of the Genesis videos and get caught up. Next Tuesday, I will record the next Genesis video, which will be Genesis 14, and Abraham rescues Lot and goes into the blessings and further on into the covenant with God. So, alright, you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys next video. Alright, bye guys.